You know that one friend who just disappears without a trace and leaving you with a bunch of unanswered questions? Yeah, we've all been there. But what if, years later, they suddenly show up again with a story that's even crazier than you imagined? Well, that's exactly what happens in Tessa Hadley's short story, Who Wanted the Man. And trust me, this one's got friendship, mystery, and a whole lot of feelings. So grab a seat because today we're diving into a book review you don't want to miss. Before we dive into the story, let's get to know the brilliant mind behind it, Tessa Hadley. Tessa Hadley is a British writer known for her novels and short stories exploring family dynamics, relationships, and memory. She often writes about women's lives and how past experiences shape them. Hadley has won several literary awards and contributes regularly to The New Yorker and The Guardian. To give you a clearer picture, here's a quick summary of the plot. The story revolves around two friends who attend a strict girls' grammar school. The narrator, who is studious and reserved, becomes deeply attached to Rosalind, who is wild, carefree, and defiant against authority. Their bond is strengthened through their shared interest in history, which leads them to give each other historical nicknames. Rosalind as Juana the Mad after Queen Juana of Castile, who was known for her emotional instability, and the narrator as Catarina, the Virgin Widow, inspired by Catherine of Aragon, known for her loyalty and suffering after being cast aside by King Henry VIII. Their friendship, however, is abruptly cut short when Rosalind leaves school without any explanation. The narrator is left devastated and confused as Rosalind's absence creates an emotional void in her life. Years later, the narrator unexpectedly encounters Rosalind at a party. During their brief conversation, Rosalind reveals that she had an affair with her mother's boyfriend, Derek, which led to turmoil in her family and forced her to leave school. This confession gives the narrator clarity on Rosalind's sudden disappearance. Although their reunion is brief and they do not reconnect as friends, the narrator realizes how much Rosalind influenced her. Rosalind's boldness and defiance against social norms helped the narrator develop her own sense of independence and emotional strength. The experience of losing Rosalind also shaped her ability to cope with emotional loss and understand the complexities of human relationships. Now let's break it down: the characters, the setting, the conflict, and how everything comes together. The characters are what make this story so relatable. Let's start with the narrator and Rosalind. The narrator, a reserved and studious girl who follows the rules. She is deeply affected by Rosalind's disappearance and later reflects on the impact of their friendship. Rosalind Dewey, a rebellious and free-spirited girl who dislikes authority. She engages in risky behavior and eventually has a troubled life, yet remains a significant figure in the narrator's past. Rosalind's mother boyfriend Derek, a man whom Rosalind and the narrator mock but who later becomes central to Rosalind's downfall. The settings play a big role in showing the contrast between their youth and adulthood. The story takes place in two main settings: a strict girls' grammar school where the two friends bond and develop their identities, a party in adulthood where the narrator and Rosalind reunite, showing how much their lives have changed. The emotional struggle between loss and memory is what makes this story so powerful. The main conflict is the narrator's struggles with loss and memory. She loses Rosalind and suddenly is left with unanswered questions. When they meet again, the narrator must reconcile the Rosalind she knew with the person she has become. There's no clear resolution. The narrator and Rosalind's meeting is brief, and they do not rekindle their friendship. However, the narrator gains closure by realizing how much Rosalind influenced her life. The story ends on a bittersweet note. While the narrator and Rosalind do not reconnect deeply, their short conversation reveals how past friendship leaves a lasting impact. The narrator moves forward, carrying the lessons of their friendship with her. So, what's the deeper message behind Who Wanted the Mad? Let's talk about the themes. The story emphasizes how childhood friendships have a lasting impact on a person's identity and emotional growth, even if those connections do not endure. It also delves into the reality of loss and change, showing how people naturally grow apart as time passes and circumstances evolve. What lesson can we take from this story? Well, it's all about how friendship leave a lasting mark on us. The story teaches that friendship, even those that do not last, can shape who we become. It also reminds us that people change over time, and not all reunions lead to reconnection. Now, you might be wondering, how does this story relate to us as Filipinos? Let me explain. In the Philippines, many people experience the pain of separation due to migration, family struggles, or changing circumstances. The story reflects how relationships evolve and how individuals must learn to move on while cherishing past connection. It also highlights the importance of young friendships in shaping character and resilience. Personally, this story hit me with a wave of nostalgia, but what makes it so impactful? The story leaves an emotional impact by evoking nostalgia and self-reflection. Readers may relate to losing touch with childhood friends and wondering how those friendships influenced their lives. It also raises questions about identity, change, and the nature of human connections. In terms of writing style, Tessa Hadley really captures reality and emotions in a unique way. Here's how. The story aligns with realism because it portrays everyday life and human emotions in a natural, relatable way. So, would I recommend One of the Mad? Absolutely, and here's why you should read it too. One of the Mad is recommended for readers who enjoy thought-provoking stories about friendship, nostalgia, and personal growth. It is a great choice for those who appreciate literary fiction that explores emotions and human relationships in depth. What are your thoughts on the story? Have you ever experienced a friendship that shaped you in unexpected ways? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more book reviews. See you in the next one.